Airways business rescue practitioners are seeking yet another extension for the publication of their business plan. The plan for the cash-strapped national carrier was due to be published today, but administrators now say it will be delayed until the 15th of this month. There have been several delays to the plan being published. In a letter to creditors, the administrators say the request for the delay comes after they received a legal letter from trade unions representing South African Airways workers asking for more time. SAA was placed under voluntary business rescue in December last year. Now, SA Express employees are picketing outside the Offices of Public Enterprises Department in Pretoria. On Friday, they picketed outside the union buildings, demanding that they be paid. They have not been paid in months. The employees want government to delay the provisional liquidation of SA Express before a final order of liquidation is made. Government has until tomorrow to oppose the liquidation. Let's get more on this story now. We cross to our reporter, Mbalenhle Mthethwa in Pretoria. Very good afternoon to Mbalenhle. So what was the department's response to those demands or requests by the SA Express workers?
Good afternoon, Nzinga. Earlier on today, we saw workers coming in as early as 9 a.m. to try to stage a picket outside the Department of Public Enterprises. And they have essentially said that they will not leave until the acting DG comes back to speak to them. Now, he did come in earlier this morning to receive what was meant to be a memorandum of demands from these workers who have come here to protest and ask for some form of justice from what they believe is an injustice, and ask for the department to treat them fairly because they feel they've been treated unfairly compared to their SAA counterparts. We understand, we know their demands. They want to be retrenched and they want pensions to be paid out and the outstanding salary, 3-month salary, to be paid out before the liquidation process is finalized. We understand that tomorrow we are awaiting a ruling by the court to hear if this will indeed, if SA Express will indeed be liquidated. However, when the acting DG for the department was asked about whether they will be opposing it, he said that government is not in the position and the department is also not in the position to oppose it because they don't have the funds to try and save SA Express. And when he was receiving the memorandum earlier today, he spoke about, this being a sad separation between the department and SA Express. And, the union, the representatives, rather, the SA Express worker representatives did ask a few questions and praised him on a few questions about, how they can try to save, ensure that they are retrenched and ensure that these outstanding salaries are paid. He couldn't answer and he went back inside, and that is the reason that prompted them to decide to stay here until the acting DG comes back to speak to them. But essentially, the acting DG did somewhat place the blame on the previous administration. He said that, the workers' criticism of the current Minister of Public Enterprises, Pravin Gordhan, is unjustified because some of the problems that existed at SA Express were there even before he came along, and he put the blame on the previous administration, saying that, some of the evidence that has appeared, referring to rather some of the evidence that has been, spoken about and that has been revealed at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. He went as far as urging workers to also go and put pressure on the NPA to at least go after individuals, board members and so on, who have been pinpointed and who have been identified as, instigators of the state capture project and so on, and asked why those people are not in prison right now and why their assets have not been seized. We understand that on Friday, when I had a conversation with one of the worker representatives, she said that as workers, they should not be punished for what has happened at SA Express, saying that they were not in involved in the sale of engines or any wrongdoing or any corruption. And we understand that they've written a letter, and in the memorandum, they essentially place the blame and they blame everything that has happened thus far at SA Express on corrupt board members, and place the blame on the Department of Public Enterprises for appointing corrupt officials or board members to run this entity and run it into the ground. As we have seen, we know that the company was placed under business rescue as early as February, and we heard the acting DG talking about how they couldn't really put channel resources towards SA Express because the liquidators did not come up with a plan. And we all understand and know that before anyone can actually put money towards, or even a private equity partner can come in and assist any company, there has to be some form of a plan in place, and a business rescue plan to be specific. And he's essentially said that that didn't happen at SA Express. And right now, essentially, the only plan that exists is the business rescue plan that is being put together for SAA by the business rescue practitioners working there. Now, earlier on, we also had workers just resigning from unions. They feel that unions have let them down during this period, and they were out here saying that, you know, them being here and taking a stand, you know, unions should actually see this as a public resignation by some workers. And they made references to big unions such as SACA, NUMSA, SATAU, as well as NTM. So those were the major unions at SA Express, and they also partly, you know, form part of the unions at SAA. And essentially, these workers feel let down not only by the unions, but they also feel let down by the Department of Public Enterprises. For the now, though, Nzinga, it's back to you in studio.
Mthethwa outside the Department of Public Enterprises following that SA Express story. It's time for another short break.